The first time I got jumped was a very surreal experience. One of the guys was someone I considered my friend, and that's what made it super surreal. Hey guys, this is Jerry for Fight Commentary Breakdowns, and some of you might have heard the story before, but I wanted to tell it and expand on it because when I told it in 2019, I skipped over important details, and I didn't give myself enough credit for getting through this experience. Whereas with my boxer story, I gave myself too much credit in the initial 2018 version. This is a story that deserves more credit. So here we go. I was on the track team for a year when I was in China. Very few of my teammates did any martial arts, so my weekly Kung Fu training gave me some amazing advantages. I was always walking into practice after school with those Fei shoes, looking like a boss. Shout out to anyone that wears Fei shoes. I also joined mid-season, so I was new to the team. On top of that, the track coach played favorites. He was always complimenting me. It made the star of the track team at the time, Li Ci, very jealous. But Li and I were very chill during practice, so I never suspected that he harbored any secret resentment. I don't remember how many months after track season this happened, but it was enough time that I already forgot about the whole track team experience. I have a habit where I like to walk and be in my own world. Nowadays, people probably walk with their smartphones and their earbuds, but back in the day, we just had our imaginations. So I'm walking, thinking about some cute girl in the grade above or something like that, and suddenly I notice something that resembles a kick come my way in my peripherals. The kick misses me, but it had enough of a telegraph that I notice it after it finishes missing me. I turn and I see Lee with one of his buddies. Did he just kick at me? Lee, from my memory, didn't take any martial arts lessons, so his kicks weren't going to be accurate or fast for that matter. I was surprised he initiated this. Didn't he know I was the Kung Fu kid? Maybe it was because his buddy was with him. I forgot his buddy's name, but I remember that face. His buddy had a face that would have made him the perfect cast member in a Chinese triad movie. I also remember the smirk that they gave me. It's almost like they thought they could easily win. Having never been jumped before, I didn't understand fight mechanics or psychology. The only thing I could think of was to kick back at Lee since he just tried to kick me. So I started kicking Lee and my kicks connected all over Lee's body. I could have swore I was winning, but then the inevitable happened. Because I had only paid attention to Lee, I didn't notice Lee's friend circling behind me. And then I felt a kick to my behind. This kick connected, unlike Lee's kick, and it was a hard kick. Did you just kick me while I was having a fair fight with Lee? Now I was mad. So I turned and started kicking Lee's friend. And of course, I started winning the exchange. I'll take care of you first, I thought to myself. You triad-looking motherfucker. But as I started launching very impressive kicks at Lee's friend, Lee now attacked me from the other side. He starts punching at me and pushing me since he couldn't now kick me. So now I'm getting frustrated. I'm frustrated because although I could easily beat them one-on-one, I was not getting an advantage on them when they took turns hitting me. At this point, I realized I had to bluff a little. I raised my leg in the air as a barrier and just kept it up as much as I could. Many years later, I would see Savate fighters do this too. It's a miracle that I figured this out mid-fight. Having this leg there made it so I could pivot more quickly and have a foot in the air quicker. Of course, if Lee and his friends knew anything about fighting, they would have taken me down immediately. But thank goodness they didn't know anything about grappling. So this little foot in the air improv saved me from taking too many strikes. Every time one of them came, they would only be able to launch one strike before I responded rapidly because I always had one leg up in the air prepared to kick multiple times at them. But still, at this point, I hadn't learned that you had to line them up. If I knew that back then, I would have had a better chance. And I was getting very frustrated and discouraged at this point. It was taking so much energy for me to fight two of them. And my normal advantage of being able to kick the shit out of someone was negated by the two of them taking turns hitting me. The truth of the matter is that I might have just given up and cried if they kept attacking me. But they gave up their jumping session just as I was about to give up too. The fight stopped as surreptitiously as it started. Lee and his buddy left before I was ready to process what just happened. I don't remember who in the two of them decided it was time to leave because all I could remember was my adrenaline and frustration in trying to fight two people. When I analyzed this in 2019, we learned some lessons from this experience already. First thing is be situationally aware. When Lee attacked me initially, I didn't even notice the pre-attack cues. Second thing is to have moves in your muscle memory. Since I always practice kicks, by default, I could always spam kicks. That helped me so much in stressful situations because I at least had a few moves without the need to think. Third lesson is to keep fighting. No matter how impossible it is, keep up the fight. That's something I almost didn't do. Final lesson is to learn how to line up your attackers. You have to jam them so they block each other. This was a lesson that Gracie Academy first taught me in one of the earliest videos that I found on their YouTube channel. Mark Phillips also has good videos on this topic. But there are more lessons of the story that we can learn in today's more detailed reflection. First lesson, when you see an opportunity, why not get away? I was so angry that I was getting attacked that I just kept fighting until I almost ran out of steam. Second of all, I could have asked for help. There were adults that were walking by and did nothing. Maybe because they thought we were just playing or something like that. If you looked one of them in the eye and asked for help, maybe you would have gotten at least a response. Third of all, besides not being in your own world, it really helps to have buddies who have your back. I don't remember why I didn't have one of my buddies walking with me that day, but think about strength in numbers sometimes. So what happened to Lee and his buddy after this? I honestly don't remember. I had a very tough year before I came back to the US, so Lee became an afterthought compared to some of the things I had to deal with. Stay tuned for those reflections. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reflection. I look forward to talking to you guys in the comments. I also encourage you guys to check out thedojo.com, which is a new website that I'm helping develop. Let me know if you sign up and I'll give you some cool sign up perks. More stories to come.